Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A giant tire from a semi-truck comes crashing through a house window. People living nearby say this kind of accident was bound to happen.
The CDC backpedaling a bit when it comes to vaccinated people wearing masks indoors and at school.
And breaking news from Detroit's east side, where a little girl has been shot, apparently while at a park with her parents. Topping our news tonight at 6, that 4-year-old girl hospitalized with critical injuries, doctors performing surgery to try to save her.
Let's get right to Victor Williams with the latest on what we know. And Victor, police are really having a tough time getting answers to some big questions here.
Yes, tough time indeed, Devin and Kimberly. We're told that this 4-year-old is basically now in critical condition at Detroit Receiving Hospital, and they're trying their best to get to the bottom of what exactly happened. We're told that between 2 and 3, she was simply with her father, enjoying the day at Harris Park near Jefferson, not too far from where she lives with her family. Right now, it's unclear what may have led to this happening. We don't know if she was hit by a stray bullet or if this was at all intentional. Either way, Interim Police Chief James White says the department is going to be looking at any possible surveillance video, trying their best to figure out what exactly took place. He says it's a shame that yet another child has to suffer because of careless and senseless violence.
Yeah, I mean, it's awful. I mean, you know, I wish I had the answer to say that we wouldn't have any more babies hurt, but, you know, we're just going to lean heavily on the community to help us and get through this and bring the person to justice that did this to this poor child.
And once again, this child is in critical condition. We will keep you updated, of course, if there are any new developments. On the east side, Victor Williams, Local 4.
Okay, Victor, let's turn now to the coronavirus and the shift in guidance from the Centers for Disease Control when it comes to masking up.
That's right. The agency is now recommending people wear masks indoors regardless of their vaccination status in counties where COVID spread is categorized as substantial or high. So at the moment, only a handful of Michigan counties meet that criteria, and all of Southeast Michigan is in the moderate category, which is one step below the level where the new guidance would apply.
Perhaps more significant, the new guidance involving schools. The CDC now saying all K through 12 students should wear masks at school this fall, even if they're fully vaccinated. And the same guidance also extends to teachers. So no doubt feels like a frustrating step back for a lot of families and educators alike. Paula Tutman has been getting reaction to that. Paula.
Hi. Yeah. So first of all, let's remember that students under the age of 11 can't get vaccinated. Start there. But there's some things that are already baked into this pie. We've already been talking to schools and have been for some time. We know that they have been working on protocols in terms of masking and vaccinations and things like that. We also know that no matter what happens, you're going to have some parents who are going to be hopping mad. We've been surveying school districts on back-to-school protocols and have gotten a mix of answers when it comes to masking. So Clintondale, for instance, with its 1,600 students, had decided not to mandate masks for students, but said today,
at this time, it does not change our decision because we are recommending masks for those students and teachers that have not been vaccinated. We're going solely based on the data in Michigan. And right now, Michigan is not a hotspot for the Delta variants.
Fraser Schools, with its 4,700 students, said it will follow guidance from the Macomb County Health Department, which generally follows the CDC guidance. The announcement from the CDC signals a new round of roller coaster rides for various school districts. In Pontiac, which hadn't even decided on masking yet.
So in the spirit of not throwing one thing out there and then changing our minds.
Today's pivot pretty much settles that question on masking, at least for now.
We unfortunately can't say hard and fast September 6th or 7th when we're back in the classroom that things won't have changed again.
Of the districts we surveyed, Detroit Public Schools community districts seem to have the most comprehensively strict plan on masks and vaccine.
Vaccinated employees and students would not have to wear a mask. Only those students and employees that are unvaccinated or who are vaccinated and do not submit documentation would have to wear a mask.
Okay, so important to remember there's a difference between mandate and recommendation. When I talked to or communicated with a DPSCD this afternoon, they said they believe they are still on the right track because, again, they're mandating masks if you're not vaccinated, and they're seeking documentation. But also, if you don't document or show documentation, you also rather have to get a test. I can tell you other school districts, they're already working on their Plan Bs and their Plan Cs, because Devin and Kimberly, they know they cannot return to 2020 and 2021 in terms of learning loss and learning disruptions.
Exactly right. And unfortunately, it's going to remain a moving target likely here as we head toward the school year. All right, Paula. Now, here are the state's latest coronavirus numbers. Michigan reporting 1,762 new cases and 19 additional deaths. That is a 4-day total, the last 4 days, so around 440 cases per day. Total number of cases, though, in the state, though, now has topped the 900,000 mark.
A terrifying incident at a 7-Eleven in Ferndale this morning leads to a manhunt and a quick arrest. The target, a man who tried to sexually assault a clerk inside the convenience store. Let's go live to Local 4 defender Sean Lay. And Sean, you were with Ferndale police when the call came in that the suspect had been spotted.
Right at 2:30 this afternoon, we were inside collecting video and information from police when on the radio they said, "We found him." Police since 4:30 this morning going street by street, knowing they had to get this guy off the street, and they found him in Detroit at a gas station. The chilling video is from the 7-Eleven at 9 Mile and Pinecrest at Ferndale at 4:35 this morning. Ferndale police telling us the large man in the white t-shirt and distinctive pants hung around outside the 7-Eleven for a half an hour. Then he would go inside, walk around, go back outside until he knew the clerk inside was alone. He walks in and police tell us he took that clerk to the ground, held her down, and tried to sexually assault her. Police tell us that clerk fought for her life and fought hard, getting him off of her. He leaves. You can see that his pants are down. Ferndale police knew that they had to get this man off the streets before he tries to attack another person. Police have been out since the incident searching for him. At 2:30 today, police were in the area of Livernois and McNichols in Detroit. They spotted him and took him down at this gas station.
It was very important for us to quickly act on this to get this person off the street. We hope it brings peace of mind for our residents and for the victim itself, that knowing that he's in custody.
Let's talk about that clerk just doing her job, tough job overnight at a 7-Eleven. We're told she fought him off, is doing okay, but of course, understandably, completely shaken up by this. That suspect being held here in the Ferndale lockup could be charged as early as tomorrow. We're live in Ferndale tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4, back to you.
Yeah. Okay, Sean, thanks.
Well, imagine waking up to this, sitting in your kitchen surrounded by broken glass. This massive double tire crashed through a window after flying off a semi-truck, which was passing through the village of Manchester. Kim DiGiulio was there to speak with the homeowner and learn people have been concerned for a while now that something like this would happen.
Neighbors say trucks drive along M52 here in Manchester going way above the 35-mile-per-hour speed limit. And now the people who live in this home want something done about it because there's been far too many close calls.
It was about 5:45 in the morning and I was sleeping.
Wendy Lineweaver woke up to an intense crashing noise.
I came downstairs and there was a dually truck tire sitting in my kitchen. This is crazy.
This tire came from a semi-truck making this turn and came crashing through her window.
But I've heard that sound before, and it's something that I'm kind of used to, unfortunately.
In 2018, Wendy says a truck driver fell asleep at the wheel while outside of her house.
I heard the same kind of noise, went down to investigate, and there was a truck through the bottom of my stairs. The front of the end of the truck was in my house.
And in 2019,
I watched a truck blow out the back of my neighbor's garage and down into the trees.
That neighbor is Vicki Garrett.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because the traffic is so fast on this road.
She's been urging MDOT to lower the speed limit or put up a guardrail before somebody gets hurt.
I have been fighting for at least 3 years. Our garage has got hit twice. and stuff totaled. Our truck has got totaled. Any way to slow down the traffic on M52.
Now, that neighbor says she has been in contact with MDOT, but things haven't been moving along as quickly as she'd like. She's hoping now that this tire will escalate some change quickly. In Manchester, I'm Kim DeGiulio, Local 4.
Just awful. All right, Kim. Redevelopment plans move forward for the former site of Northland Mall in Southfield. Bloomfield Hills developer Contour Companies bought the property earlier this month. Today, a state board approved $26 million in public funds for the development. We're getting a look at a rendering of what would be called Northland City Center. The $403 million project calls for the mall to be partially demolished, then redeveloped with housing and retail space. Demolition is planned to start next month. It's the moment an Allen Park family has been waiting for.
Amanda Chittister and Team USA trying to lock up gold in softball, how they did against host team Japan just ahead. Here comes Ben.
Devin and Kim, we are watching showers and possibly some stronger thunderstorms on Storm Tracker for tonight, but it's the one Thursday that could get everybody's attention. We'll look at both of those rounds coming up.
Okay, Ben. Plus, there was no time to wait for firefighters, so police jumped in to save a woman trapped in her car by floodwater. Today, they met up for a much happier occasion. We'll have that story coming up next.